Purple.
Hey, what's happening, everybody? Last episode for the Savage 650. We're going to put it all back together and call it done. We've got put all the tins back on, wire the tail light, and hopefully that eBay fancy tail light I bought works. The bike I'm sitting on here is an 02 VT 750 DC Honda called a Shadow Spirit. If you remember, my daughter was looking for a bike. This is what she ended up with. It's got something like 6,000 miles on the odometer. Beautiful bike. She drove clear down the middle of West Virginia to pick it up. She got it for a decent price. I think she got a good deal. We've already installed a crash bar on it, which isn't for this bike, but I made it fit. It looks nice, and just like the crash bar we installed on the Savage, it'll save her legs, or maybe her life if she gets into an accident. So, I'm ready to tear into it. Let's put that little purple Savage back together. Now, shaving the back fender caused all this wiring to have to be moved because the voltage regulator sat here under the back seat. I don't want a back seat, I want it all smooth. So we had to move the voltage regulator. Then moved down here. I moved it down here to where the toolkit was. See, I don't have a toolkit, didn't come with it. So that's where I bolted it. I just drilled 2 holes in the side of the battery box and bolted it right to the toolkit, to where the toolkit was. And that's fine. It's got plenty of room. I don't think it's gonna get hot. I think it'll be okay. Other than that, all the other wiring's pretty simple. Outrageous. It just screams awesome sauce. Not many things scream awesome sauce. Boy, this purple screams awesome sauce. You know, I did really kind of fight for this paint job. I fought to get that tank right. In days gone by, I would have just said, we'll put putty on it and we'll just keep trying to spray and spray and spray until it worked. But I buckled down and held to it, and I got it. It's beautiful. This purple is outrageous. Maybe the most outrageous color I have ever sprayed. I'm impressed with the color. I'm impressed with the shade. It's outrageous. Boy, now I'll tell you what, I don't care who you are, that's a sexy little fender on the back of a little bike. Here's this little Diamond Glide tail light I bought. Bought it on eBay for $10. I buy a lot of things on eBay, I'm really cheap. And things on eBay are really cheap, so why wouldn't I buy them? So this is supposed to have the integrated turn-in brake. I didn't even try it yet, but I welded studs on the inside of this fender for this bolt. Now this fender didn't fit this tail light at first. I beat and beat and beat with a hammer to get this fender widened out so it would accept this Dyna tail light. Now, watch the magic happen. Now, I don't know if you guys remember, the factory taillight sat on top of the fender and had ugly turn signals that stuck out both sides. They were huge. Now, I don't know if I'm gonna need auxiliary turn signals, but if I do, I'm probably gonna put them somewhere else than right here sticking out. But look there, look at that tail light. I mean, that is beautiful. Fits up in there nice. It's clear away from the tire. Gonna make a side mount license plate for down here, but I think that's awesome. Thank you, Chinese Harley Davidson rip-off companies. I love you. On any motorcycle, I don't care if it's a crotch rocket, a cruiser, your little Coleman putt-putt you take to camp. The first thing you see when you look at a bike's the tank. When you sit on the bike, you look at the tank. When you walk past the bike, you look at the tank. You look for the badges, you always look at the tank. What's the hardest part of the bike to put on? The tank. Because you don't want to scratch it, you don't want to screw it up, and guess what? You're usually by yourself. I don't know if you noticed, but I do a lot in here myself. Speedometer cable. Because the speedometer is in the tank, what a pain in the ass. I took it off with the speedometer cable down in the bike and took it off the tank. Dropped the tank on the floor, you know, scratched the living guts out of it, but it didn't matter because it was the old tank. Well, now it's a shiny tank. You don't want to scratch it. So I'm going to put this on before I slide it down in the bike. I already installed the gauge cluster. No big deal, right? But this speedometer is a pain. And I don't want to have to be laying all weird trying to put this on. So I'll do it now. Wouldn't this be so much fun? So much fun standing on my head. Boy, it's just so now you get in there. Oh, it was a pain to screw off the first time. Oh my. How much fun that would be trying to hold that tank while you screw that back on. Well, while we're looking at it, got a brand new petcock. It also came from Tinky Tinky somewhere in China that eliminated the vacuum to the carburetor, or vacuum from the carburetor. So you just turn the gas on and it'll run. Those petcocks had some trouble. So we're ready to install the tank. Stay. Good boy. Slide the tank on some. Plug in all the whoopie-doos, because we'll need the whoopie-doos later. And then gotta find the exact right spot. I think we're on. Are we on? Oh, guess what we forgot to do? That's why we're not on. You have to go down through there. Now. Now we're on. I will tell you, there's no shortage of homemade parts on this bike. The guy I bought it off of must have been a real humdinger because he had some stuff on here that I wouldn't even have done. But I think I've got everything all straightened out mechanical wise, so we can at least get it put together. And then once I get the tank bolted down, I'll start worrying about the tail light wiring. So I'm really happy with how this bike turned out. Well, so far. It kind of looks like a little Sportster. Oh. Am I allowed to say that? Can I say something looks like something else? Will I get in trouble if I say it looks like a little Sportster? Here's what, do I care? I don't think so. Okay, now, tank's on. I've been itching to put these on, the Boulevard badges. Itching. Ever since they came, I've been itching to put them on. Just so wound up to put them on. I'm gonna put them on now. Get an idea where they go. Must go right there, huh? Seems to be the right curve, the curvature of the earth. So, looks like it's back too far, doesn't it? Look at that. Like it's new. Got that kid in the candy store feeling. I love it. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. Love it, love it, love it. I love it. And now, sheet metal wise, we're down to my last homemade piece. Oh, you know, angels singing in heaven and everything like everything. Oh, oh. Ta-da. I put 2 bolts in. All the tins are on.
Tips, tricks, and tools of the trade to kick your project into high gear. Brought to you by Dell's Performance. You want performance? Go straight to Dell.
This is a tip of the day. When you're doing all this aftermarket stuff onto a stock bike, you know, especially if you buy stuff off eBay, it's not the highest quality parts you're going to buy. It's not the best of the best. It's the cheapest stuff you can find. That's why you buy it. So when you're wiring up things that are aftermarket, keep your factory harness. You know, you want to use your factory ends, solder them into your aftermarket light, and make sure you use your factory plugs. See, all you got to do is unplug that, and you solder these into these. That way, if down the road, and let yourself enough tail. That way, down the road, when you have to take this light off, or you change your mind, or it burns up, and you have to get another one, you can simply cut this, snip these off here, solder it on again, and down the road you go. Easy peasy, lemons and squeezies. It saves you a lot of time and a lot of hassle. You know, if you cut this on this side of the plug and hardwire this in, now if something goes wrong down the road, it tries to blow a fuse, or you don't know what's going on, you can't even unplug it. You have to cut wires open. So keep your factory harness. You know, you threw your tail light and stuff away, save the wires. That way you can just plug them right in and go. You ever need to change it again? Unplug it, solder them to the new wiring harness, and go. Just like that. Plug it in. Make sure we get these right, our turn signals. White goes to green. Black goes to black. Okay. Cross your fingers, pick your nose, rub your tummy, touch your toes. Let's see if this is going to work. Well, it's a moment of truth on my fancy pantsy $11. I think it was $10.99 on eBay. $10.99 to be exact. Like I said, it's for a Dyna. I made it fit. If you buy it and just try to slam it underneath the back of your Savage, it is not going to fit. You're going to be very disappointed and very, very sad. But here's the moment of truth. Are we ready to see if this thing works? Left turn. Right turn. They're pretty bright too. Brake light. I think that's a win. I kind of like that. It's a beautiful little bike. I've got $400 in the bike. I've got $200 in the paint. I've got $40 in the bars from eBay. Z-bars, probably the cheapest set of handlebars you can buy. I've got $40-some in the crash bar. $10 in the emblems. And a correction to the price of the taillight. I looked this morning, $16.44. And it works great. It's a nice little bike. For now, we're done. We are finished until we get our fairing. Once we get our fairing, we'll get her painted and put it on.